now have an LLM picker in our prompt bar. This was a request from one of our users, one of our recent users, Jeremy, who's very excited about Storytell. This one is, and you might have noticed it lives right here on the bottom right of the prompt bar. By default, it's in a dynamic LLM state, and this is what we've named the LLM router now. So the default option is this dynamic LLM, and we kind of wanna push people to use this one, so it's a bit special here. It's got its own subtitle with "Let Storytell pick the best model." For people who don't care about it, they probably won't even notice this or switch to any. But for people that do care, like Jeremy, they can now go through a list of different models and pick the one they want to use right now. For example, of 3 Mini, or let me choose a different one. I'll just say hi. And we can see it picked Claude 3 Sonnet. And the tooltip here doesn't mention the LLM router like it usually does with like we picked it from this list of best models because we kind of went around the LLM router and we just picked it ourselves. That's all. Feedback?
And the one thing I noticed that OpenAI, Meta, Gemini, when you type, they are still highlighted. So
Yeah,
are you going
now's
to
a
keep
good
that?
moment to ask. Do we want to remove overriding by typing, like use GPT?
I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think no override. Just whatever it says on the prompt bar. I think it's confusing.
It's confusing to have both, Mark.
Yes, I think it's confusing to have both.
I mean, Andy, this is my thought is to the extent that people do this by accident, that's not good. So I don't know how often that happens. It hasn't happened to me personally. Power users might appreciate this. Non-power users might appreciate a button more. So I wonder if we think about like slash commands generally, and we think about like power user features and, you know, how we want to, maybe we do it as a slash command or something. So we could kind of like build that back in maybe to the new UI as we do more slash command stuff. I think it's wonderful to have things for power users like Linear is so good at.
Yeah. I think we definitely want to simplify the prompt bar, and I think a big part of that will be to just stash things into a probably slash command, but also like different like drop downs that where you can pick different commands. So I would imagine we're gonna put that somewhere in something like this where it's
Well, unless anybody has a problem with the way it works now, I'd say let's not put more work into changing the way it works now, and let's just build it into the next version to have both a way for less sophisticated and more sophisticated users to use Storytell. It's kind of like the broad meta theme.
agreed. Should we? And I think we should disable it for now, right? Is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. How much work is it to disable it for now?
Couple minutes.
Okay. All right. Then we'll disable the text for now, just the button.
Okay.
Just a question. How will this work with, let's say, the use case pages? Because I remember when we're starting, for example, the predefined use cases, the response LLM will show Storytell, right? This one here on the very first
Yeah,
response.
that's a good question. If it's a predefined campaign prompt, it won't really matter what you choose because
Okay.
Storytell will just do its thing to give the automated response first.
Got it. Thanks, Andy.